Good morning. This is Bobby Dupre with the Bobby Dupre Show, presented to you each Thursday morning at 7 a.m. And I guess we can say good afternoon at the same time, because the program is on Friday also at 7 a.m. and then on Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. So to everybody out there, good morning. And my sidekick here, Andrew, welcome aboard. We've got, I think, an interesting little program planned up. And by the way, very little reading, you probably notice. It's an ad-lib program. We seldom, I think one time we had to redo a program, and it was something that occurred to me, and we redid that one. But other than that, what comes out when you're taping it, that's exactly what you all see. We don't doctor it up. We don't change anything.
If they steal our teleprompter, we don't miss a beat.
Because we have none. We have none. But you can see the stack of papers. We do have notes. I do a lot of planning. I don't get to everything, and we apologize for those. And I want to start off by saying pictures that we took on my small camera are not available this week, so we're gonna have to show those pictures next week. And when we get through taping, we do this on Wednesday morning. Today is around 10 o'clock. We're a little early. We're right on schedule. We're going to the AT&T cell phone office and pick me up a new modern cell phone. Mine is kind of old and outdated. And there's only one thing I really needed that I don't have on mine, and that's a flash. And the new camera, the 4GS, 4S, and now they're thinking that the S is for Steve Jobs, the founder.
Who just passed away.
Who just died, that's correct. So anyhow, we're going to go and get a new one. Hopefully they'll have one in stock. They tell me they're going by the millions again. They thought that people...
4 million the first weekend.
Yeah, mine is a 3G, the old simple one, which it did accept the pictures. I didn't have a flash. And the new one also has more megapixels.
Megapixels, that's the word.
Big word for a boy from Plaisance, Louisiana.
It kind of means it's got a bucket. It makes the bucket a little bit deeper so you get more richness to the picture.
Okay, well, good.
That's kind of what that means. If you got less megapixels, you still get the picture, but it's not as...
Is that part of what you learned when you went to Dallas? I think it was Dallas, Texas, and you took a course for a weekend?
Oh, photography. I took a class with National Geographic in Houston one weekend.
Oh, Houston. Okay, I was right. I was in Texas. I was in the wrong city.
I went to Houston, took a class with National Geographic.
You didn't think I remembered that, huh?
That was when digital photography was just cranking up,
I keep up with you, but you didn't charge any bills, gas bills, no room rent. We went on your own.
I went on my own.
I'm proud of you.
Well, I try to go on my own.
Well, yeah, you do. I'm joking. But we like to have fun. Those of you that's tuning in for the first time. But we like to also get serious and bring you some good news about and let's start off with a couple of our sponsors who make this program available.
Carl's Thrifty Way. Right now, you might be like me. That nose might be a little stopped up. You might be getting a little bit of that sore throat. You know, that weather change, that cold front came through. So everybody's sinuses and all is doing fun. And go by Carl's Thrifty Way. They can help you either with your prescription medication or over-the-counter type stuff where they've got everything. And their pharmacist is going to take the time. You can walk in there and say, listen, I didn't get a chance to go to the doctor, but here are some of my symptoms. I'm not feeling good. What do you have over the counter you think will work for me? They'll help you with that. They've got gifts, they've got monogramming, they've got home decorating ideas, they've got gift wrapping, and of course, we're talking about their new ad.
We always welcome new business. It's as simple as giving us a call to move your business from another pharmacy. Maybe you're new in town, or maybe you just heard some good things here on the program and you want to try them out. It's very, very easy. Fast, friendly service. We know that. Free delivery. We've never told anybody they have free delivery. That's true. And we accept most insurances.
Yep.
And it's an independently owned and operated store right here in town. And I might add that on Tuesday, it was Carolyn Fakuri's wedding. And when she...
No, it wasn't her wedding.
I'm sorry, her wedding, her birthday. Ooh, am I messing up?
I thought you were going to break the news here, but I thought about it. No, I hadn't heard that news yet.
Oh, boy. Sorry about that, Miss Carolyn. Anyhow,
I'll make some calls.
Carolyn had invited Vicki and I over for dinner. Her famous fried chicken. She has a recipe that's hard to beat. And naturally, she said, well, and it's no gifts, Bobby. I said, okay, I understand, Carolyn. I know how you operate. Well, I went over to Carl's, and the young lady, we shopped a little while. I says, I'll take that. She says,
you can't say what it is.
Why?
Of course, it's a surprise.
Well, no,
did she unwrap it yet?
Oh, well, she can see it. It was through clear plastic.
Okay. All right, all right.
Beautiful job of wrapping, by the way. The young lady says, it sure didn't take you long. I said, when I walk in and do some shopping, I throw my eye on something I like. I said, this is, it had Carolyn written on it. Carolyn loves to, especially during the Christmas season, decorate her house. And this is a plate, a beautiful plate with a Santa Claus on it and a little stand to go with it. And she's going to put that in some little corner that you're going to notice. Now I'll have to go get a glass of wine with her.
That way you can admire the plate.
I might admire the plate. But anyhow, we really had a good time, Carolyn. Thank you for the visit so much. Her son, Nikki was there, and her sister Debbie was there, and Ryan and Kathy Sashry came over, and Ryan brought something I'll show you a little bit when we get to talk about the Jazz Clark reunion that's taking place. And Ryan had given me something else, and he says, anytime I go into some place and they're trying to get rid of something, I look and see if I can save it for somebody else. Nice. And by the way, he and Carolyn have the same birthday. Ryan Sashry, who's a fireman by trade, and then he works part-time for the Century 21 office here, and that's how he and Carolyn, I suppose, have gotten close, because she's an agent there. Sure. So, and then Mr. Chester Granger, Granger from Mamu was there. A real nice gentleman. They love to go. Carolyn and he go dancing at Fred's on Saturday. They just dance at Fred's, then they go over to Kazan's.
She likes to dance, for sure.
She loves to dance, and very good at dancing, I might add. And Chester, we talked and knew a lot of the same people because we're about the same age. And I asked him if he knew Larry Oye. He says, oh yeah, and he told me a little story. And Larry, I know you watch the program pretty faithfully.
Larry's a boxer.
Do you know maybe what Chester told me about the two of you all? Anyhow, I'm not going to
tell the story.
I'm not going to tell the story, but and it's not bad. In fact, it's kind of funny. But anyhow, thanks, Carolyn. And she texted me just now that she enjoyed the evening last night, and she's going to open the present. But you can see the present. The little lady at Carl's really did a good job. She wrapped it in clear.
She dialed it up.
Dialed it up so you can see it as it is. Anyhow.
Well, while we're talking about Santa Claus on a plate, how about Santa Claus on a plate December the 7th at the Indian Hills Country Club is our annual Opelousas Area Cerebral Palsy Clinic Breakfast with Santa. We've done it now for we're close to 10 years now. Huh?
Yep, and we soon need to have our annual get
together with our chefs.
With our chefs, and then they
local chefs put together this menu. They donate all the food. We get a lot of help from all the community. We'll have the little pins again this year with the Breakfast with Santa for sale to help show your support in the community. Look for us in the mail if you're on our mailing list. If you're not on our mailing list, just email us at bobbydupre@kdcg.com. We'll get you on the mailing list and make sure that you get to come.
And we also want to thank in advance our good friends Lee Young, Shirley Young, and their family at Indian Hills Country Club.
Where we do it each year.
We've been doing it over there, and there's no cost to us at all.
Piggly Wiggly!
And they give a contribution on top of that.
That's correct. Piggly Wiggly, speaking of some of the chefs that participate and help donate, Piggly Wiggly is very active in the Breakfast with Santa every year. They've got locations in Opelousas, Church Point, Rain, Scott, Cecilia, St. Martinville, and Simmsport. They got whole fries, 59 cents a pound, quarter loin, pork chops, $1.59 a pound, and they got fresh bunch of greens, whether you want turnips, mustard, collard, or kale. Two bunches, excuse me, for $1.19. Go by your local Piggly Wiggly. They've got great prices, great produce, great food all around. The pig knows best.
Very good. And I might add that this Saturday is election day.
Yes, sir.
Starts at 6 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock that night.
That's the 22nd of October.
That's correct. And I noticed some ads that I saw lately where Sheriff Bobby Gitros, who is running for re-election, has, I guess you could say, endorsed Senator Albert Lee Guillory. And nice article about why, and I guess they've worked side by side for issues.
All those computers in those cars right now cost a lot of money, and the Senator was very active in making sure that happened.
Make that happen.
Yeah.
And of course, last year, we sat he was then a state representative when he ran. He was a short term. He was Albert Lee Guillory was our state representative, and then
he ran for the outstanding portion of the term for that seat.
When Donnie
Cravens Jr.
Went up to Washington D.C. and he has served in that capacity, and he's not sitting here today, but I am endorsing him wide open, whatever. And I never have anything, you know, people say, I never hear you commenting about the other candidates. You never say anything. I said, let me tell you, the people that put their name up there, I have respect for all of them. And I'm not going to knock any of them that are running. And I hope I do that pretty well.
I think you do it well.
I stay out of those kind of, when they start wanting to do some name calling, I move out of that. And I think most...
You're for the man who you for.
I'm for. I'm not against the others. I'm just for that particular candidate. So don't forget, that's this Saturday. And of course, a young lady that sat next to us, Ladrika Johnson Theory, is also running for re-election, and I wholeheartedly endorse Ladrika. And of course, the senator, it's a big district that Albert Lee runs in. He runs in a large portion, most of St. Landry Parish. He runs in a good portion of, that would be the northern part of Lafayette Parish. Upper Lafayette, and then a small area even in St. Martin Parish in Brobridge. So all our friends out there, I wish you'd consider Albert Lee Guillory. I find he's done a good job. There's always more to be done, and of course when we'd have more money we could do more, but that won't be right away. So hopefully they'll keep the books balanced over there.
And you and I's two friends to the north, Bernard Labar.
Bernard, right? I understand.
Show this photo, Mark.
I saw Barbara and Kenneth Thibodeau. You know, our friend Kenneth, well, he's got the Huey Borg Scholarship coming up. He's always has a project going. I respect that young man. And Kelly and Bernard went by their house politicking. So that's like her uncle, like an uncle. Cousins, but like an uncle.
And our friend Eric LaFleur up there, too.
Eric LaFleur in the north part of St. Landry. And practically all of Evangeline, maybe all of Evangeline, maybe does he still have that little slight slice
that goes to the south
in Eunice?
I think so.
Yeah, and then he has most of Avoyelles, if not all of Avoyelles Parish.
He likes ducks too.
Yeah, that's a good ad. That really is a beautiful ad.
If he's half as smart as his dog is in that commercial, he's all right. Huh? Eric, love you to death.
Yes, sir.
Good God.
Been a good friend.
We got to go to commercial, radio, and television for 3. 15
minutes already?
Yes.
Ooh, time flies when you're having fun.
You want to show these photos while we're on the photo kick? I'll get it up.
Okay, and there's Kelly with the Labar sign that she's out there on the streets politicking. Now, these two young ladies here, I went over, and I think I had mentioned that I was going to be buying some lots in Youngsville to build some spec houses. A little under 200,000. Those seem to be selling well. The particular subdivision is Miramar subdivision in Youngsville. Really going fast. The lots are moving quickly. And the real nice man that I was able to meet, Haywood Boone, who's into the concrete business and the subdivision, which kind of goes together. And he also does framing. He's done framing work for Timeline Builders. And I'm sure he'll probably do some framing on these houses. We're going to start 2 houses, as quick as we can get our permits and everything. And then I had to go and pass the sale. So I ended up at a firm called Bradley and Morrow. And they're real estate attorneys. And
back to that photo, Mark. These two ladies that you met, that's Miss Angie Bradley Morrow.